Hello guys. Now today I would normally do the whole what is going on guys, Ryan Norton's gaming it and today blah blah blah, but this is a really difficult video for me to make. I've been wanting to make this video for weeks, months, and as you've noticed I uploaded like one video, the Cinnamon Challenge, and I just completely stopped again. And I'm going to explain why in this video. Now there'll be a lot of cuts and things like that because this is going to be quite an emotional and tough video to make, but I have to make this because I feel like I need to do this for myself and just to give people awareness of what life can be like in general. This could be one of the most important videos I'll probably ever make in my life, and if not, it could even be my last video. It depends on how it all goes. So I'm going to be splitting this video into two simple parts. The actual video itself is not going to be two parts. It's not going to be a part one or a part two. What I mean is going to be one half of the video is going to be about why I came to uni in the first place, because there's a story behind that. And I'm going to tell you the story of why I haven't been uploading and what's been going on in my uni life and my other part of my life and stuff like that. I'm not going to go into extreme detail about everything because obviously I don't want people to get annoyed at me and to cause problems or whatever. But I'm just going to give you an overall perspective of what the things in life that hard things in life can do to you and how it can affect you as a person, how it can affect your friendships, relationships, or whatever else is going on. That's kind of the point. Now, the story for this video actually begins just before I turned 18. So this was about 2016, end of 2016, when I was just coming towards my end of my 17-year-old self, and I turned 18 at the 10th of January, which is my birthday, by the way, just in case you want to send me presents, of course. But anyway, I developed this really bad stomach condition, and no one knew what it was. I was going to doctors, nurses, all that kind of stuff, the hospital, the lot. And ultimately, this made me suffer with severe stomach pain, and this made me very ill. And I started my first job as well, and this made me develop depression and anxiety once again, because I've had that before, and this caused a lot of stress for me. I didn't know what I was doing. People at work would say I was really lazy and stuff like that, and that obviously lowered my self-esteem and made me not want to do anything. I used to come home from work every single night pretty much and just sit in my bed, not want to do anything or talk to anybody. Never really wanted to go out, not because I'm unsociable, it's just because I didn't know what to do with myself, and ultimately this resulted in just more stomach pain, me feeling like crap all the time, and I had no optimism whatsoever, and this just led to me having I had a pretty tough 18th birthday as well, because I wanted to go out with a couple of my friends and go out drinking and stuff like that, because it's my 18th and I wanted to celebrate that, but unfortunately I couldn't drink, and I couldn't even celebrate my 18th birthday whatsoever to celebrate anything. It was one of the worst birthdays I've ever had, and I'm not saying that because I'm ungrateful, but because I was so ill, so stressed, so depressed, and ultimately I just didn't want to just never wanted to do anything after that. It really demotivated me. Now, during this period of time, I'd actually met my first girlfriend, but she did live in the other side of the country, and I lived in Manchester. She lived in Hull somewhere, I believe Scunthorpe it's called, if you've ever known a place like that. Now, I'm not going to mention my ex-girlfriend's, I should say, his name, because it wouldn't be right. I'm not going to expose her on camera, and I don't want to make a hate video. But the bottom line is the relationship fell through pretty harsh. A lot went wrong towards the end of the relationship, and it made me have a practically nervous breakdown once again. And I just locked myself in my room, didn't want to do anything, didn't want to talk to anybody, and it made me go back to the way I was at the beginning with the stomach pains and things like that. And this just really upset me and things like that, and I hated that. But then I actually met my second girlfriend about 7 months after that, once I stopped speaking to my ex and whatnot and things like that, and the same thing happened once again, and I broke up with her, and this made me not want to trust any girl again. I'm not saying girls are bad people or anything, but when you go through experiences like that, it's horrible. I've broken up with 2 people now, and I just didn't know what to do with myself anymore. I just thought, you know what, I'm not good enough. I'll just lock myself in my room again. I'll just sit there, do nothing about it, and I just thought we used to just never want to speak to anybody, never wanted to do anything. I used to literally come to work, go home, come to work, go home. Went to college and stuff like that, but never really wanted to even go to college. I was coming into college like once a week, then I just won't bother coming in for like the next 3 months sometimes. Like, I'm not even joking, my attendance was like less than 30% at one stage because I had no motivation to do anything, and I found that really difficult. I just found everything too difficult, and it was horrible. However, on top of what I'm telling you now, I also had quite a lot of family problems that I had to contend with as well, which was causing a lot of distress, arguments, and horrendous things. I'm definitely not discussing in this video, but I'm giving you an idea of the scale and the amount of stuff that was going on all at once. And this resulted in me having to move with my uncle all the way in London, so up to about 2018 now. So this is about September 2018. I had to move down all the way to London to live with my uncle because home life was a complete mess, complete tragedy, and everything was just going wrong. Now this is going to be the confusing part. So I moved in with my uncle, right? Everything was going really well. I got a job with my cousin, which I couldn't be more grateful for, and I love working there, and I still do to this day. That's not a problem. But the problem was, I was in London, but I was on my own. My uncle was there and stuff, and could speak to him and whatnot, but it was really difficult for me to fit into London because I didn't need to see people at work, and that was about it. I mean, I developed a couple of friends and whatnot, but I felt isolated and alone in London. And of course, that made me go, oh, okay. It made me think, oh no, there's nothing to do here. What am I supposed to do with myself here? I've got no one to talk to. Like, I wanted someone my own age, people my own age I could hang out with, but that wasn't really readily available for me to have. And I mean, I used to spend time with my cousin and stuff every now and then, but it wasn't the same, and I found it quite difficult. But then my relationship with my uncle sort of went a bit wrong during this time as well. We used to argue and things like that. I mean, it was pretty intense at times, and this resulted in me not wanting to stay there. But what I did do is I actually applied for uni, but in January, and I thought, oh, okay, I'll move there, no problem. And I went back home for Christmas to see my family, surprisingly enough, even though it probably wasn't a very good idea because it was a bit of a dodgy Christmas. I had to work and do other stuff. But what ended up happening is I wanted to apply for the uni and everything, but then I stopped myself because I thought, I don't think this is a good idea. I just didn't, my confidence had gone that low in myself. I had bad anxiety, depression stuff still going on in my head. I just didn't want to go, and I didn't go. And this was the worst mistake I ever made in my life, because all I did for 7 months is barely any of my friends really spoke to me. I mean, I'm not calling these people bad people, but they just didn't. I had no friends really to talk to. I used to maybe go to work and that was it. And tell you the truth, I used to enjoy coming to work. Like, work was the only thing that I had for myself to keep me going. If I didn't have the job, my life would be complete shambles. Like, it was tough, and this job was stressful sometimes. I mean, it's not a hard job for me to do or anything. I found it difficult when I had nowhere to go to after I finished a shift, if that makes any sense. Also, I was doing shifts with my ex-girlfriend, which made everything awkward, and it was just, it made things tougher than they should have been. So I ended up staying at home for like 8 or 9 months, and this was a terrible idea for me. Let me tell you, I was just doing the same thing all the time, and like I said before, no one to really interact with and stuff like that. It was absolute hell. I just stayed in my own shell. I didn't want to do anything. I had no motivation at all, and it sucked arse. And I used to tell people that I had issues like at work that I trusted and things like that, but ultimately I never really asked for help, and this made it a lot harder, and I never have. I just didn't, and I don't know why, and I should have done. But ultimately, what ended up happening is I thought, you know what, I have to step up, I have to change something, and I did. I applied to the University of West London once again in September, and this time I knew I had to follow through. I knew I had to do something to change my life, and that's exactly what I did. So no, I went to the University of West London, I applied for a flat and all that crap, so I moved in, and I'm honestly the most blessed human being ever in terms of the flatmates and the friends I've made here, particularly the flatmates. Literally, without them, life would be so much more difficult, and I don't think I'd be at this uni right now. They're always there for me, they're caring, they're really nice, best people I've met in my entire life by far, and I've made a couple of mates as well that I'm really close to, and they're just exactly the same. Like, I don't think I've ever had better friendships than I've ever had here, and I'm hoping that it never changes, and I want to stay as close as I can with these people. It's been incredible in that respect. Now, the start of uni, like I said before, was an absolutely amazing experience. First month or so was brilliant. Everything was going really well. And I thought, you know what? This is life. My life is going brilliantly. I'm going to have a great time at university. But it didn't exactly work out that way. And this isn't because of the uni itself. It's because of the stuff that was going on behind the scenes. And this resulted in issues are making me feel like crap basically again. So we'll start off with the first point. My auntie passed away of stomach cancer, and that was very difficult for me because I had to go back home and stuff like that. And obviously back home there were still problems, and I found that really tough. And I ended up going back home again in December for Christmas, and I didn't enjoy it whatsoever. The Christmas was dead awkward, and things at home were getting even worse. And it was just really tough for me going back home. Like when I was at university, I used to dread the thought, oh, I've got to go back home soon or whatever it was, and it was horrible, absolutely horrible. And the amount of issues that I've gone through at university has resulted in me being completely burned out, which is the stage I'm at right now. You're looking at me right now, burned out of my head. I'm not feeling too great at the moment, and I feel bad. I know I shouldn't feel bad, but like I've not been there as much. Like I've been in uni stuff, but I've not really come out of my room very much. I've sort of kept myself to myself, and I mean, I feel like I should have spoke to people more and got that help. Now that's the message of this video, and I'm going to learn from my mistakes myself, and I'm trying to avoid people making this mistake. I told flatmates and friends about the issues that I've been having with myself and all that other shenanigans, but I never asked for help very much anyway, and this is resulted in me keeping everything to myself and just rolling it around in my head and not using the help that's provided because I feel bad. I don't want to put problems on other people, and people don't want to put other problems on you. It's the way of life. Humans are like that. They don't want to throw issues at you like pyong pyong pyong, because again, that's bad as well. And I'm not suggesting you should go to your friends and throw problems at them and try and get them to help you with absolutely everything. I'm talking about like major issues. If you're going through a really tough time, your friends are there to be used. They're there for you. They're your friends, and you should always use your friends. That's the message I'm trying to get, and I'm probably going to do this more from now often. Obviously, I'm not going to do it all the time and abuse that, obviously, but if I'm ever feeling like crap and I need someone to talk to and I need help with something, I'm going to use that as an opportunity, because ultimately this is killing me at the moment. I'm burnt myself out completely. I'm absolutely exhausted. I mean, I'm probably going to be moving flat soon as well, because I've got to move into another one because I'm changing contracts, so I don't want to go back home for the summer and stuff like that. But ultimately, like, if you're going through a tough time, speak to your friends, speak to your family, use the help. It's going to help you. It's going to help everybody else. It's Valentine's Day. Love yourself. Look after yourself. That's what Valentine's Day should be about. Well, it is about couples and stuff, but loving yourself is the most important thing, because you're only here once. Yourself's, I'm not being selfish, but yourself is more important, because if you're not here, then what's the point? What's the point? You're here for a reason, and you need to help yourself as well as other people. It's good for you, trust me, and I'm learning that the hard way. I've burnt myself out. I don't want anything else to happen to anybody else, because it will kill you. I'm telling you, it's burnt me out. I feel like crap. I've contemplated, I've attempted suicide twice in my life. I mean, I'm not at that stage now, because obviously I'd never do that again, because that was a horrible experience. I attempted suicide during these periods. Like, it's not a fun plan. It's just not a fun plan. It's not fun. Like, it's not fun. Be open to people, help yourself, and love yourself.